y'all. Welcome back to the show.
Hi guys, welcome back to we're gonna call this trending this week episode because our real podcast, you guys know it's an hour long, all the things. But this week we are dropping our second interview on the podcast, which is super exciting. We talked about a very important topic for us. As you guys know, we're Dominican. Well, I'm Dominican and Puerto Rican. Rebecca is Haitian. And so in this week, the episode that we're dropping, we discussed the ongoing tensions between Haiti and the Dominican Republic. And we were joined by Dr. Saudi and Dr. Evan from Uncultured Company. That organization is working to heal the wounds between our two nations. So make sure you check that out if you already haven't, because it was a very good conversation.
It was, they dropped some gems for us, things that not even things that me and Shayla didn't already understand, but put a lot of things in perspective for us, because it's very easy to just say like there's tension, there's this, there's that, but it's like there's deeper meaning behind it and a lot of like historical, context that some people forget to mention. But again, we want to say thank you to them for joining us. And if you haven't watched that episode, please do. Even if you're not Haitian or Dominican, it's important to be in touch of these things, because we already deal with a lot of tension in America, but I think sometimes people forget there's tension going on in other countries that span longer than America's ever been together. So let us get into our trending topics, y'all, because we got some things that's been happening. We're going to keep it short, sweet, and to the point. But if you ever want us to talk about anything specific, just comment them down below and we can share our takes too. So, it's me going. Okay, so the first thing we're going to talk about is Lil Nas X. So he was arrested in Los Angeles, and here's a brief details. So Lil Nas X was arrested in Los Angeles early Thursday morning after being found walking around nearly nude in Studio City and allegedly charged at police officers. So police responded around 5:50 a.m. to reports of a nude man in the streets and identified him as 26-year-old Lil Nas X. He was arrested on suspicion of misdemeanor batter on a police officer and taken to a local hospital for a possible overdose. TMZ released video showing Lil Nas X wearing only white underwear and cowboy boots while enticing any like nearby bystanders. But in this one that we're going to show you in the video, it's some dude driving by, like literally just recording Lil Nas X walking in an empty street, right? So he was apparently posing with traffic cones, and the Los Angeles Fire Department also confirmed transporting him for medical treatment, though his condition has not been disclosed. This incident comes months after Lil Nas X revealed that he had been hospitalized for temporary facial paralysis, and just days before the arrest, he wiped his Instagram and began posting cryptic new content, hinting at a new musical era. So let us play the clip for you really quickly so you can see what we're talking about, and then we're going to give our quick little take.
Hey, don't be late to the party tonight.
Where at?
You know where it's at. No, go ahead, babe. No. Go ahead, babe. No. Didn't I tell you to put the phone down? Uh-oh, somebody's gonna have to pay for that. Da. Hey, for everybody coming to the party.
So the video was longer than that, but I just cut it down to that 30 seconds because you already get the gist from the little bit that you see.
Yeah, so for me, when I saw this, I was just so sad. I think sometimes when you see celebrities, people put them on like a pedestal, and it's like celebrities are regular people. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people are like, oh, money is everything. Money is everything. Here you have someone that has money, right? Whether you like his music or not. He has money. He has people around him. And when it comes to like drug abuse, whatever, it doesn't even have to be drug, liquor. We don't know what he was on. Clearly, he was not 100% there mentally. It's just so sad and unfortunate because, we don't know where. Clearly, his team members weren't there at the moment. It was like 4 a.m. He's outside. Like, you can't control that. And even sometimes when you do try to help someone that is struggling with addiction, there's only but so much you can do. And so I hope that he is able to get the help that he needs. Thankfully, I know for a fact that he can afford it, right? Because he is a celebrity and he can get the help that he needs. But it just puts into perspective for those people that think that, oh, because you're a celebrity, you have everything figured out. You don't. You don't. And so I just hope and pray that after this incident, like he gets the help that he needs and that his manager or his team, he has a team. Like when you're an A-list celebrity, you're not just like you're not just walking around like you're the only person. There's people behind you. So I hope that those people, try to do more, right? It's not all on them. It takes you have to want the help. But I hope this was a wake-up call for him because it was very, very sad.
Yeah, I think for me, when I saw this, and like I saw a lot of people giving their own speculation about like, oh, this is just a humiliation ritual, this, that, and the third. I think for me, when I saw this, like the first thing that came to my mind is like, I hope he gets the help that he needs quickly, right? Because I feel like a lot of times, especially like recently, we see a lot of these celebrities like dying by the boatload, right? Some killing themselves, some natural disasters or whatever like that. And it's just like, for me, I just don't want it to be too late. And then people are like, oh, well, he's been showing signs of a cry for help. Okay, so pray for him and his family and his team that he does get the help that he needs, because this is not normal behavior. Walking in the random street at 5 o'clock in the morning, taking pictures with cones, strutting, talk about ooh, somebody's in trouble, and like there's other things that he's doing. He's like voguing at one point in the video. Like this is not normal behavior. Like clearly he like something is psychologically and mentally not okay there right now, and he needs the help that he needs to get. And I hope this is like a wake-up call for his team, for other people to understand, like when you're going through these mental type of battles, you got to get help. You got to get help.
Yeah, yeah. And thankfully, like he has the money. There are people that are out there that are actually like struggling just like him, whether it's with drug addiction, alcohol addiction, or just addiction in general. And unfortunately, they're just out in the street and they have no one that can actually help them. Lil Nas X has the resources, so I hope that he capitalizes on them because there's also those people that are just making fun of it and like, hi, he, whatever. Obviously it does come with the territory. When you are a public figure, people always have something to say. Here we are talking about it. It comes with the territory, but just we hope he gets the help he needs. On to the next trending topic of the week. A fake massive shooting scare at Villanova University. So Villanova University briefly went into a lockdown on Thursday after a false report of an active shooter at its law school. Students and staff were told to shelter in place and barricade doors while police and the federal agents swept the campus. University President Rev. Peter Donahue, I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, later confirmed that the threat was a quote cruel hoax, stressing there was no shooter, no injuries, and no weapons found. The incident disrupted new student orientation and caused widespread fear. I am just like, again, if you watched last week's episode, how I said like in 2025 you still press about people being gay. Why are we making jokes or fake calls when it comes to massive shooters, or like fake, like, oh, I have a bomb threat, a this or that? Like these people are forced to take it seriously because it happens so often in America that you can't, oh no, it's a joke. Like you have to take every threat serious. And it's just like, why? Like that is something that you should not be joking about. I don't care if you're getting paid to do it, if you this, or if you're, it's not a joke. It's nothing to play with. And I think even as individuals, I'll speak for myself, I'm like already on alert. If I hear something that's off, I'm already like looking. So imagine like, you starting your first year in university and the first thing you are welcome with is a massive shooter threat. Like, what? Let us get it together. There is way too many things to be stressed about in this world. Let's not play around with that.
Yeah, I don't understand how people think things like that are funny, like doing like bomb threats, shooter threats. It's like very much like you got no life. Like you need prospects, like get a hobby, like this, like you're bored. And I see why you have no friends. I just think for me, like when I first heard about that, like, and it's sad to say, but we are so desensitized as a society. like when I saw that this was a possible threat happening at Villanova, I was just like, I'm really not surprised. Like it's terrible to say, but I'm not surprised. I'm not shocked anymore. Like it's kind of expected behavior for America, honestly. And it's
Yeah,
like,
but that's not okay.
I mean, it doesn't make it okay at all. But I'm just saying, as someone who's like on the outside looking in and who isn't a part of this situation, like to me, it's just like, oh, it's just the new normal. But it's
Yeah.
like if I was there at that school, I would probably be petrified, because I think also for me, and like Shayla will tell you, like we all have different triggers, and like I can't even listen to fireworks without looking around. They'd be like, Shayla would be like, Rebecca, calm down. I'd be like, girl, I'm those things are triggers. Like you are creating this like sense of fear in now your everyday for no reason. Like these children's lives, even though thankfully this was a hoax, but it's like
Yeah.
these kids' lives have literally changed forever. They are forever going to be on guard. They are forever going to be scared of their surroundings. And I already feel like, yes, you should be aware of your surroundings, but it's just like you're putting this like this sense of fear that didn't need to be there in the first place. Like, yes, it's something that should be in the back of our minds because unfortunately we live in America. But like you did this for what?
Yeah, it's very much find something else to play with. Like if you want to play games, girl or boy or whatever, go on Candy Crush, do something. Like girl, go watch a Twitch stream, go watch a movie. Like there's
and
YouTube
honestly,
movies for free. Like please find something better to do, because you might think it's a joke, but I think you could go to jail for that. Like you think it's all key. If they're able to track you down, I'm pretty sure there are consequences to these things. So again, every action has consequences. That's not something to play with, especially in America when we have had every other week, it feels like a real life massive shooter incidents.
Yeah, and I think for me, my last point is like, it's like definitely like F around and find out. And it's like if you are going to sit here and make like shooting threats or bomb threats or something like that, they need to enlist you in the army. You want to play games, go be around the stuff that's for real. When you really got bullets flying past your head, don't sit here and say nothing. When you really got to walk through a minefield and hope that your leg don't get blown off, let's see if you think it's funny then. It's a hoax? Oh, let's see how funny it'll be. Right. So the next thing we're going to talk about, we're going to switch gears completely because we just went from a shooting threat. Now we talk about Serena Williams, right? So Serena Williams revealed that she lost 31 pounds using GLP-1 medication. So Serena Williams told people that she lost over 31 pounds after struggling with postpartum weight. The 43-year-old said the treatment paired with diet and exercise gave her more energy, less joint pain, and better overall health. Though initially hesitant, Williams decided it wasn't a shortcut, but an enhancement to her lifestyle. Now a patient ambassador for Roe, she stresses the importance of self-love at any size and being open about seeking help. She continues training for a half marathon and shares her fitness journey, right? So Shayla and I have talked about this before when it comes to like, body positivity, do everything you gotta do. I think also what people need to remember, these medications were introduced for actual health reasons, right? Now, I know there's different kinds, but I know the specific GLP-1s that are being used are for people with like certain health conditions or pre-existing health conditions, right? So when it was found out that, you could use like what's the one that starts with an O? Huh? You're muted.
Ozempic.
Yeah. So like I remember when Ozempic first like was mentioned and people were like, yo, you could lose mad weight. I remember seeing all these people who don't got, mind you, Ozempic is for people who have diabetes. This is supposed to help you balance your weight and everything like that when you have diabetes. There's people who have none of that, not even in their family tree, a hint of diabetes in it. And you are sitting here taking this medication. And I remember I saw a report that said like some people are seeing like side effects. And I'm like, yes, because you are taking it for something that you didn't even have.
I think it's all around very like, it's a two-edged sword, right? If this medicine was created, right, and meant to help for a health purpose, I'm all in for it, right? The thing is, when people start using it for cosmetic purposes, that's when it gets tricky, right? Because now there are people that are actually suffering from diabetes or another health effect, and now they can't get it because you want to buy out all the supply for your cosmetic reasons. And I just think that is very unfair. It is very unfair. Getting medication is already hard enough, right? If you don't have the money, you can't afford to get it. And of course, money talks, right? So people that are, well off, they are able to buy all this stuff off the shelf. They don't need to go through all the hoops and regulations to get these medicines that they need. And it's just like, the more people use it for the wrong reasons, the more red tape they're going to put on these drugs. And therefore, it's going to make it harder for the people that actually need it to access it. And again, like, long-term speaking, I think our generation is way too stuck on skinniness. Like, I'm all for, like, if you want to be a stick, okay. But I think, like, I cannot imagine, as someone that did suffer from, like, being self-conscious about my body, because I was always, like, chubby, for being raised in this generation where everybody and their mother is so stuck on being a stick. Like, if I'm a 10, 12, 13-year-old and all I see is people pressing on the fact that they wanted to lose weight and they wanted to lose weight, like, that just makes it harder. Like, okay, I'm 10 years old and I'm chubby and I see no one that's chubby like me just living life and being happy. Like, I don't care what no one says. At the end of the day, that has to be bad for you mentally. Like, I get it. This is, like, very opposite from Serena, whatever. She's an athlete. And another main point that I want to add to this is that her husband, Alexis Ohanian, I'm sorry if I'm her husband, Alexis, he's an investor of Roe, and Roe is like the kind of like the person or the medical business corporation that is sponsoring Serena to be on this drug kind of thing. So it's like, I don't know. I'm all for it. Like, if it is in fact that you're doing it for health reasons, okay. But I'm just like, we need to pipe down a little bit of, like, everybody and their mother needs to be skinny, because I just think it is getting messy and we are starting to send the wrong message. You know what I mean?
And I want people to understand, because I like see a lot of people are like, oh, like Ozempic warriors, this, that, and third. Like, yes, this drug is used to help you lose weight and stuff like that, but you also have to implement other stuff into it, like healthier diets, exercising, and stuff like that, to just help benefit the drug and get to the goal that you need to get to quicker and easier, right? And, like, trust me, I know people who are currently taking it because they actually have those health conditions. And seeing now, like, because people have abused how easily accessible they have made the drug for themselves, who don't have any pre-existing health conditions or those type of health conditions that those drugs are specifically meant to treat, they are making the process very much more tougher now. Like, you got to go through, you have to get pre-authorization for this, you got to do that, and this, that, and the third. So it's just like, to your point, I think the people who are using it to abuse it in terms of, oh, I'm using it not because I have those conditions, and forget the people who do have those conditions. I'm going to get it because I have a trip coming up next week. I want to get it because instead of a size 6 jeans, I want to wear a size 2. It's just like, I feel like if you going, like, I just don't know. I just think
and also it's gonna make it more expensive, right? Because supply and demand. More people want it. Of course, the medical company is gonna be like, well, I'm gonna hype this all the way up because people want it so bad that they're gonna pay whatever price for it. And again, who's the one that's gonna be, sacrificed by that is the people that actually need it. So I'm just like, please, I know we like go walk. I know it's not gonna be easy. Like, just let us push other, you know what I mean? Let's start soccer leagues and, like, mini for the people that can't actually.
And
I don't know.
I saw this one girl, like, she had posted on Twitter, X. I'm sorry, I still call
There
it
is Twitter.
This girl was like, would you prefer me to go get a BBL, or would you prefer me to just go shoot myself with a GLP-1? And I'm like,
go get a BBL.
Everybody in the comments is like, so gym was just not an option. And I was just dying.
And the thing is like, I know losing weight is not easy for everybody, right? So it's just very messy. All I'm saying is, please just know that when you are using these drugs for the wrong reason, there is an impact to that.
Yeah. And you're taking it away from someone who actually needs it.
Correct. All right. So on to the next one. Target CEO, ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you have heard the news. So Target's current CEO, Brian Cornell, is stepping down from his role as Chief Executive Officer effective February 1st, 2026. But the gag is he will not be leaving Target entirely. He will just transition into a new role as executive chair of the company's board of directors. And based on the research that I've done, that role is actually higher than the CEO title. So if you're like me, I was kind of celebrating. I'm like, wow, my Target boycott has worked. Girl, that man just moving up to a higher position. And as we all know, people don't read. They just read headlines. So I'm glad I read. And if you're watching this, just know that our boycott kind of sort of did something, I guess. Well, no, it did do something because their sales are down. But don't think that just because he is stepping down from that role that he is no longer associated with the company, because he is going to become executive chair of Target. But anyways, the person that's going to replace him is Michael Fidelki. I'm sorry if I'm mispronouncing your last name, child, but Michael. And he has he's currently the Target's chief operating officer, and he has worked for the company for 20 years. He apparently started as an intern. And yeah, this comes as Target has been facing a lot of challenges. We've discussed this several times on our podcast. And they have been reporting like weak sale performances, and a lot of customers, including myself, have boycotted them because of their lack thereof of DEI initiatives. So when I first saw this story this week, I was like, oh wow, like Brian is gone, like woo, we did that. And then I learned more, and it's like, well, he's actually just moving to another role. And I'm like, and this is the photo of them. So don't get too excited. It's just Brian on the left, the current one, to another white male, Michael. So
she said it ain't switched that much. One just has more hair than the other in the front. Listen, when I saw this, right, I sent it to Shayla and I was like, ooh, look at this, right? I'm like, But like Shayla said, sometimes like you just got to read more into it, because if you just read the top headline and you saw, okay, Target CEO stepping down, like, okay, like some changes are going to come, this, that, and the third. And then you look like, really, he just changed it into a whole nother position in the company. So like, he not really going far. He actually moving down the hall for real. So it's like, for me, I just feel like Target, as more people learn the truth, I don't think you're going to see an improve in sales or nothing like that. I know, like, ever since people started boycotting, they've been trying to do things by like releasing certain shirts to celebrate this Black creator, or do this or do that. I get notifications through like, what happened?
I was just going to say, Kai's brand Tone, well, it's like the AMP people.
Yeah.
They've gotten a lot of backlash because, you know, their Tone brand, right, is like deodorant and sprays and lotions. They originally launched on Target, and so a lot of people were like, oh, like why would they, you know, hype up Target, especially in this moment when we're trying to boycott them. So there definitely are trying to kind of cover up in a sense of like, oh no, look, we have Tone here. We're letting them sleep over for a stream. Like, they are trying, but again, it's very loosey goosey. And when you are these big corporations, they're not dumb. They know how to do things to make it seem like we have changed something when they really have not.
And I think also for me, I think when I saw, because Shayla was one of the people, she told me about Tone. I didn't even hear about it. And she was telling me like she really wanted it. And I was just like, oh, where do you get it? She was like, Target. I'll try to see if they got a website instead, this, that, and the third.
They do, if you are boycotting like me.
I think also this shows like a lot of companies, like you see how like this boycott, because like I know I'm an Amazon supporter, but if we all came together and said we're going to boycott Amazon, I might struggle for a little bit, but I might be able to execute.
I would have to see that. I cannot imagine Rebecca, girl, she got even like, she know what time her Target people show up at the door. It's like
my Amazon people. I do. I told Shayla we got an Amazon facility right there. It's gonna be here by 11:30. Guess what? 11:30. It was there, right? So I think this is like a clear message to other companies. Like as people collectively came together and said we're gonna boycott Target. Target started seeing some of their lowest sales ever. So it's just like I need this to be like a notice for companies for them to realize like let the notice go out that your company is on that boycott list, baby. You're gonna have to change some things around too.
Yeah.
But
And again, like everything is hard in the beginning with everything in life, especially if you're a routine person like me. I keep a schedule, honey. And Target was a part of my schedule, for funsies on the weekend. Like it kind of gave Marshalls to me because I love Marshalls down. But like I don't like when people disrespect me. And so to me, that felt kind of like, oh, you think you better than me and my dollars? Absolutely not. So although this, Brian is still going to be a part of Target, just know that they have like Target, the corporation has gotten like their lowest sales. So it is working when we all together, although some of our brothers and sisters are not a part of it, but some of us are. And so we are making a difference.
some of our brothers and sisters is crazy. So the last thing we're going to talk about, because we like sports over here, so sometimes we gotta give y'all a little dribble dribble shoot shoot pass, you know what I'm saying? So Paige Bueckers dropped 44 points against the LA Sparks this week. Unfortunately, they did lose the game, but she is doing her big one and deserves to win Rookie of the Year award. And DoorDash sponsors her, and they did this thing where the next day you were able to get 50% off of your order. And also we're going to talk about my Giants. All right, they are doing good in the preseason. This is very important to mention. It is just the preseason, right? So the preseason is important, but the actual season is what's really holding true to my heart. And I just want to say, like, I watched the preseason game yesterday, and I just saw, like, in years past, watching the Giants as they've gone through all these different transitions of the players that they've had on the team, I don't know. Maybe I'm just trying to feel like very happy and I'm trying to gas my
They
head
work
up.
together. They was hyping each other up, hugging. I said, "Oh, girl, this the Super
I
Bowl.
was
What
like, it's
happened?"
giving team. I was like, okay, they said there's really no I in team. Okay, there's an M, an E, an A, a T. And we all in this, okay? I
Yeah.
was just like, mind you, I spelled this thing team all the way out of order, but y'all know what I meant, right? But like I just liked how I saw everybody coming together, even like the rookie quarterback, the way he's standing there with Russell. And I don't know, they probably doing it for optics, but they seem like to actually have like a real good conversation going. And even when Russell did his like sideline interview, he was talking about how like one of the players on the team, like he be with his son all the time, everything. Like I'm like, I love this. Like it's giving that you guys are actually going to put an effort in and actually put the team first instead of individual goals. Like I'm excited for this season. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah, I think again, I think this like I'm gonna say this is the first season where I've actually been tapped in since preseason. And I'm excited. I think there's a lot of fun things to look out for this season. I'm all about I want to see I'm forgetting his name from Colorado, not Shador, the one that got married.
Oh, Travis.
Yes, they're saying, or I think he wants to play on both sides, like defense and offense. I am very interested to see because football is such a like heavy contact sport that I think long term it was cute in college, in the pros. I don't see that being a very smart decision, but I want to see him do it, right? Like we always think that things are impossible until they're done. So I'm interested to see that. Obviously, Shador Sanders. And I want to see what the New York teams are going to do because I feel like the Jets and the Giants have been not very good looking. And so, MetLife is down the street for me. I'm guessing it. It's not down the street. But it would be very exciting when your teams are actually doing good and is like it to me it's funner to watch. I don't know if funner is a word, but you're more interested in it if like your teams are actually got something to lose. Like if you lose all the time and got no like no stake
No
in it
real
is kind of
motion.
boring.
Yeah. So I was like, when I was watching yesterday, I found myself smiling a lot. And in the past, as a Giants fan, we don't got much times where we smile.
Right.
But I just felt like it just gave like they came together as a team, and like the way they were gassing each other up and things like that. I don't know if they were doing it for the optics or whatever, but I could consider me fooled.
Right.
Okay.
We love the optics. Keep it up. You guys deserve Oscars. Anyways, you guys, thank you so much for watching this episode of Trending This Week. We hope you guys enjoyed it. Please comment down below any of your thoughts on any of the topics that we discussed. And please make sure that you like, comment, and share this video with your friends. And if you have not watched our interview, go to our channel and watch that. Okay. See you guys next Friday. Bye guys.